One more to go in the season opener from St. Petersburg. Nolan Siegel has controlled this race. Can he do it for another 1.8 miles? And what's going to make up the rest of the podium? Abel, Foster, D'Orlando, all still in play.
I am so impressed with Michael D'Orlando. He's finding speed every lap, running right there with Jacob Abel, Louis Foster, guys we thought would absolutely be championship contenders. May not get the pass done, but man, it's impressive. From not knowing he was going to be in this race until his 22nd birthday earlier this week.
He's going to have one more chance.
This is the best opportunity. The exit of 9 and the long run along the harbor down to turn 10 here.
Abel looks pretty comfortable now in second. He's been able to hold off Foster. Foster's being able to hold off D'Orlando. Through 10, no change. One more corner for Nolan Siegel. He led the championship at times last year, won a couple of races, probably should have won a third. He's going to start off 2024 in style. Nolan Siegel begins his championship run with a win in the opener at St. Pete.
Thanks, guys. That was awesome. The white flag here.
White flag here, 1.8 miles to go for the PPG Chevy of Joseph Newgarden. What a day it's been. 91 laps he has led. Spectacular display to open up this 2024 season. His teammates are duking it out back there for the final step on the podium. I'm not sure Power can do anything about McLaughlin. Can't quite get close enough.
Hasn't been totally smooth sailing for Newgarden. They had that issue on the first pit stop, struggling a bit to get the fuel probe to seat properly, but they've recovered nicely. Had to make a few moves there on the restart. But I'll tell you what, you know, there's one thing we've learned about Newgarden through the years. If he finds clean air at the front, he owns it.
Yeah, bye-bye. Through the last chicane, round the last two turns. What a way to start a new championship season. Indy 500 winner, Rolex 24 at Daytona winner, St. Pete winner for the third time. The Firestone Grand Prix of St. Pete belongs to Joseph Newgarden.
Great job, everybody. Really nice execution. Thanks for all the work.
What a story that would be if young Nolan Siegel could keep Andretti Global from advancing in the first heat. Dillcoin Racing tested this young driver. He only had a day in the car at Sebring before he got the nod to do this race. He's doing 3 others. A little bit of a mistake from Nolan. A little bit wide in turn 1.
Here comes Santino Ferrucci in that Sexton Properties Chevrolet, and Will Power is looming. This 6th place isn't guaranteed for Colton Herta. Meanwhile, in the top box, the race leader, Felix Rosenqvist, won the pole. It doesn't go against his IndyCar career pole position tally, but the team and Elio Castro Neves, the 4-time Indy 500 winner, texted me last night and said, hey, to us, that counts as a pole. We'll take it.
He led the field to green in a race of sorts. It was only a heat, but still, it's an emotional pole if nothing else. Nolan Siegel trying to hang on to that 7th place in case there's a problem in front. Colton Herta, a nice gap now, as well as a gap between Rosenqvist and McLaughlin up front. Only a few corners to go now. McLaughlin's got it down a half a second. He's heading into the corner where Will Power made the move on Kirkwood. He thought about it, Tiff.
This is going to be a boost.
You're back.
This is going to be a huge boost for Meyer Shank Racing and for Felix Rosenqvist. Turn 15, turn 16, and the final turn 17 is waiting. And the stretch to the line is here. Felix Rosenqvist win Heat 1 at the Thermal Club $1 Million Challenge. Scott McLaughlin goes through. There's a scrap on here. Unfortunately, it's not for that 6th and final position. That's going to go to Colton Herta. Herta from Andretti Global in the Gainbridge Honda will be the 6th and final driver to go through in that big dash for cash.
Up from P11, what a great result.
How do I put my fast hands to work here? Where can I try to close? But I think O'Ward's just having trouble in that dirty air following the train in front.
And as we look to the grid for the final, pole will go to the driver who won the heat race and had the fastest qualifying time yesterday, which was
this guy.
by a fraction of a second. I want to say 0.02 of a second was Alex Palou over Felix Rosenqvist. So both pole sitters are looking like they're going to win their heat, and you want to be starting pole for that final. It looks like Alex Palou is going to be lined up for that.
Inside the final 3 miles here at the Thermal Club on a beautiful 68-degree morning in California. And Alex Palou, who grew up in very similar climate to this in Barcelona, Spain, is feeling right at home. It has been a Sunday morning drive.
Only used 7 seconds to push to pass, probably there on the start. And you might wonder what makes Alex Palou so good. Why does he have such a strong lead here at Thermal? Well, this place rewards precision. And we talk about it all the time. Palou is a surgeon behind the wheel, incredibly disciplined with every input. You don't see big dramatic corrections from the driver of the 10 very often. He's methodical, and he is seen that technique pay off today.
Coming up to the final sequence of corners. It may not be for points and not yet for the money, but it is hello Palou. Alex is going to easily win Heat 2.
Great job, man. Great job, everybody.
The race is on for that final position because Pato O'Ward hasn't given up on catching his teammate, but he's only got 2 corners left to do anything about it. Alexander Rossi is going to get that 6th and final place. There he is in the Arrow McLaren
Good job,
Chevy.
Alex. Hustle back.
And he earned that. He had to fight for that.
In the top 4, white flag.
1 more to go for Alex Palou, the 2-time and reigning series champion. You know, we mentioned at the top of the show there hasn't been a non-championship points race since 2008 in Surfers Paradise, and there was a lot of intrigue as to what this would be like. How would it play out? Is it going to be beneficial? There's been a ton of laps turned over this weekend in both testing format and qualifying and racing, so it's been very valuable. The next race on the schedule, by the way, stays here in the state of California. That's coming up April 21 on the famed streets of Long Beach for the Acura Grand Prix.
And I call him the surgeon, and I think he's demonstrated this weekend, James, he's never been part of our highlights package of things gone wrong, right? We haven't seen him sideways. We haven't seen him backwards. He hasn't left the racetrack. It has been clean, ultra precise, and very surgical.
I think he locked a tire once in turn 3 back on Friday afternoon, maybe. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
Look at that. This is just smooth as this Thermal Club track. He's treated the members who like to drive here in their own cars, whether they be Porsches or Corvettes or Ferraris or whatever they are. There's been a lot of exotic cars here, McLarens, and incredible. He's showing them how to handle their track in the best possible way, where there's $500,000 on the line going to the winner. That's him and his team. Prize purse in total more than $1.7 million at this very unique place and unique event really for IndyCar. This hasn't happened in such a long time. The 26-year-old Spaniard, Alex Palou, wins the Thermal Club $1 Million Challenge.
Let's go! Yee! Thank you, boys. That's awesome.
But this is going to be a phenomenal final 2 miles. Here we go. Dixon versus Herter. 2 Honda-powered cars. Chip Ganassi racing up against Andretti Global.
Everything you got now.
Use everything you got is the call.
Talk about good news from your box. Mike Hall telling Scott Dixon, burn some gas, go for it. Lay down a flyer to close this thing out.
I still can't believe.
How does he do it?
Even Scott Dixon. I shouldn't be surprised, but this one was one of the tallest orders I've ever seen. To save that much fuel, keep that pace, still have the ability to burn the push to pass when needed, and boy did he need it over this last stint of the race. Absolutely remarkable.
If Scott Dixon can hang in there for the length of this back straight to turn 9, he is as good as home. Here it is, turn 9. You know, he's laid back, he takes everything in his stride, but he is very intense inside that helmet. Scott Dixon, it took him 9 tries to win here at Long Beach. He's had podiums since, but he's going to go back to the winner's circle. Scott Dixon wins the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach in the most improbable way.
Nice speed up.
He has finished second 3 times to Nolan Siegel at Road America last year, to Christian Rasmussen at Iowa last year, and in the only other race this season, to Nolan Siegel at St. Petersburg. Jacob Abel has about 2 1/4 laps to go, and he's going to get it done because it's gone yellow as the white flag comes out. Jacob Abel is a winner in Indy NXT by Firestone.
Jamie Chadwick was able to get started moving, but then got beached in that gravel trap. No last minute heroics.
Let's look back. And by the way, we understand that Abel still needs to complete the lap under caution. It's going to be a little bit anticlimactic, but that was the moment that secured the race. And Chadwick trying to get 1 spot back, couldn't hang on to it. One more look, they did not touch.
She just got on that apex curb, it upset the car, and because it's so downhill there, if you hit that curb with the left front, it wants to throw that right rear around, slinging stones and not going anywhere for Jamie Chadwick, beached in the gravel trap.
What a shame. She's been quick in both rounds this weekend and is not this season is not going to have a result to show for it. This is big. Jacob Abel has been knocking on the door for the last couple of years. Start number 30 is going to be the one. It is official. Jacob Abel has won in Indy NXT.
And a great result.
Yeah, buddy. You're the man. Yes.
Great.
Yes, boys. Let's go. Let's go. Unbelievable. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. Amazing.
And you've got a rookie sitting in 3rd, having the day of his life. Linus Lundqvist in that blue and white car for Chip Ganassi Racing. He's got the 2-time and defending champion behind him, and the 2 Team Penske cars at the front. Let's finish this one off. Here we go. McLaughlin and Power at the front of the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix.
Big advantage for Scott McLaughlin is that clean air through that first high-speed corner. Will Power trying to stay close through 2 and 3, but it's not close enough. Linus Lundqvist looks like he might be looking to make a charge on Power.
I think Lundqvist is going to have a real go at Power. Down into turn 5. Inside the last couple of laps, Rosenqvist and Palou, turn 5, won the inside, won the outside. Fro rounds him up.
I think that's the red tire advantage for Rosenqvist, rim-shotting Alex Palou.
I think you're exactly right, Townsend. He had that extra grip, even though he went a bit deep. You can ride the outside there and have that momentum up the back straight. Rosie with a great pass there, but look at Linus Lundqvist all over the back of Will Power. Scott McLaughlin heading off into the distance, looking for the white flag in a few corners.
This is the stuff that dreams are made of. For Linus Lundqvist as a rookie to be chasing down a 2-time champion and an Indy 500 winner in Will Power, one of the most famous names in IndyCar history.
And
Pressure behind you. Nice job.
Lundqvist with 55 seconds just became eligible on that push to pass, but he doesn't look close enough yet. Here in turn 2, he'll have a great shot going to the brake zone if he can stay close, but James, it just doesn't look like he's got the gap there.
It's just a little too much. Certainly, you see the push to pass, everybody being generous on it right now. Palou trying to hang on to that 5th position. Lundgaard behind him, doesn't have much push to pass. This is the battle for the last podium spot. But lots of breathing room for Scott McLaughlin, the thirsty threes, and that meat wagon Teo Pocher around in turn 5. Most of the field's by, they'll probably stay green.
So McLaughlin, whose week started with controversy, couldn't believe when he got the news that himself and Joseph Newgarden were disqualified from the season opener for the team being outside the rules and regulations of the push to pass. He was last in the championship points after that DQ. He has answered it emphatically. Scotty Mack, McLaughlin wins at Barber for back-to-back years, and Team Penske back on top.
Oh yeah, 33 to the moon, boys. Thank you so much. Well done, team. So proud of you. So proud. Thanks.
There's the white flag in Indianapolis.
You push to pass here, please.
Half a second is the gap. It's 3 or 4 car lengths. Jamie Chadwick has finished 20th in both races so far this season. She's in position for a podium. Callum Head trying to hang on for 4th and Miles Rowe up into 5th. But the focus is up front. Does Siegel have anything with really one more good passing zone to come?
Jacob Abel looked like he was maybe a little sideways out of 4. Nolan Siegel definitely clear.
Back, no pressure.
This is his shot.
Don't give up.
He's not close enough. It's going to take a mistake.
It's great radio from the team, talking to their driver. Hey, he's not close enough, and don't give up. 2 messages to the 51 and the 39.
Siegel is still within striking distance. There's still pressure on Abel. He has to hit his marks. He's down to 3 corners remaining. This is a challenging spot at times right here. Turn 12, Abel nails it. Siegel still 2 back. Chadwick still in position for a podium in 3rd. 1 more corner, Jacob Abel back on the main straightaway, looking at the yard of bricks. Jacob Abel has won in Indianapolis, back-to-back for Abel to take over the championship lead.
Beautiful, buddy.
Siegel comes home 2nd, and a podium for Jamie Chadwick.
Awesome, bud. Yeah.
The 3-time W Series champ in her 2nd year racing at this level has the result she's been looking for. Last chance is coming up as they look to the white flag. And Foster should be seeing that right now. There it is, 1 to go for Louis Foster in the famous Andretti name. A chance to be back in victory lane at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with their junior program. Still to be decided, 4th, 5th, 6th. And this is the look we've had most of the day. Siegel takes a peek. Not there this time. D'Orlando doesn't have any opportunity. Collette looks like, barring a mistake, he's going to be able to get home on the podium.
D'Orlando a little out of shape through 5 and 6. That'll hurt his run down to 7. I don't think Siegel's got anything for James Rowe
Set him
here.
up out of 12. Just send it 12, bud. Send it 12.
Will he send it?
He's got to be thinking championship at the same time.
Yeah, I think you got to take what's available here. And Siegel is smart enough. It's a relative sin. You can tell him, send it if you got it. If not, go ahead and take 5th place right now. The battle for 4 still to be decided. Siegel is going to think about it. Not quite close up there. Meanwhile, final corner navigated for Louis Foster. Andretti and Louis Foster have won at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Yeah,
Foster
nice
can keep
run,
his
mate.
early season championship hopes alive today.
Great point, stage 2.
Jacob Abel comes home 2nd, Collette 3rd, and Siegel drag racing to the line, tried to get there, but James Rowe is going to hang on to 4th. Siegel comes home 5th.
Exactly the same as Tayo did yesterday when he got penalized.
It'll be 1 to go at the line for these 2 as Armstrong, there's the white flag for Palou. There's power.
Copy that.
Bring it home, says Barry Wanzer, and typically minimal speak on the radio by Alex Palou. Simply copy that. Will it go get it done? 1 more lap for these 3. Who's going to get the best of it? Can Dixon hold off his young teammate? And what's McLaughlin got in the Soncio Chevy?
Dixon left himself 7 seconds at the line. He'll need all of it on the back straightaway. As they exit this corner, go through the chicane, Dixon can use that last bit.
But Armstrong will have enough to make a run on the front straightaway if Dixon's out heading into turn 7. He's going defensive now, trying to not use it all. Armstrong's close.
T-Bell, this would be like you trying to overtake Rick Mears, your hero.
I couldn't
right?
do it. I wouldn't have the stomach.
All right, let's go back up front and let's celebrate this guy. He's the reigning series champion. He's the defending race winner, and he is going to defend that victory of a year ago. Alex Palou is going to lead almost half the race. Hello, Palou in Indianapolis. Alex has done it again. His 10th career win. Alex Palou wins the Soncio Grand Prix.
Thank you, boys. Yes. That's the way to kick off the month of May.
It sure is. The DHL Honda, Alex Palou, kick off the month of May the best possible way. Will Power and Christian Lundgaard on the podium, ahead of Scott Dixon, Marcus Armstrong, his career best result, and Scott McLaughlin 6th. White flag amigo.
Here it comes.
There has never been a Mexican driver win the Indianapolis 500. Maybe that time is now. With one more lap to go, Pato goes to the lead.
He's not going to lift this time. He did it against Ericsson and lost Pato O'Ward to the front off of turn 2.
5 back, 6 back.
O'Ward tries to break the draft. Newgarden's like, I've been in this situation before. Joseph Newgarden around the outside of Pato O'Ward. This is mind-blowing. Joseph Newgarden had to wait 12 times to win it, and now he's going to do it back-to-back. Joseph Newgarden is a 2-time Indy 500 winner. Oh my goodness. For the first time in 22 years, a driver has won back-to-back Indy 500s, and it's Joseph Newgarden. Win number 20 for Team Penske.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And we are yellow again, and it's Callum Hedge and more. Nolan Aller, Niels Cole, Christian Bogle all stacked up. James Rowe has massive damage in the Top Con car.
With that many cars damaged, I'm not sure we're going to get that cleaned up before the end of the race here. And with 3 laps to go, we'll have to see how the timing sheets shake out. I don't know that Nolan Siegel will get any benefit as we get a replay. James Rowe spinning and collecting Nolan Aller, Christian Bogle, and Niels Colin here. James Rowe just spinning. That's the challenge when you're on such narrow confines of a street circuit. You spin like that, and there's just nowhere to go.
And you see the clock in the pylon. It's a 55-minute race. It's going to be difficult to restart this anyway with less than 3 laps to go, so I don't think they're even going to need to run 3 laps under caution. But this win today for Louis Foster is going to move him very much back into championship mix, and it is now back-to-back for Louis Foster, who wins under caution on the streets of Detroit in Indy NXT.
That was really good. Thank you. Thank you. That was pushing on but yeah, thanks boys. Appreciate it.
Great drive from Marcus Ericsson to get himself into this position, but Dixon has taken the white flag.
1.6 miles to go. Ericsson's got, what, 11 seconds of push to pass left. Dixon, the fuel-saving master, the race-winning master, is so close to becoming this season's first multi-time winner. He won on the famed streets of Long Beach. And here on the streets of Detroit, Scott Dixon. Just that calm voice of Mike Hull on the radio, the managing director of Chip Ganassi Racing, the way that they can just tiptoe through the chaos and stick to their plan.
And the confidence in the numbers, knowing the fuel that they have, knowing the fuel their driver is able to achieve while maintaining pace, just like Long Beach, he appears to have done it again.
And the 43-year-old New Zealander in a couple of weeks will be racing at the biggest sports car race in the world at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. But right here in the Motor City, Scott Dixon and Chip Ganassi Racing win. They spoil the GM party.
Remember where victory lane is.
Remember where victory lane is. Scott Dixon knows that more than anybody in the modern era on how to get to victory lane. Dixon does it again and takes the lead of this championship.
Flag 1 to go here.
The gap is expanding. It's 3, 4, maybe 5 car lengths plus. Jamie Chadwick trying to get it done. Abel thinking about second. He's not close enough. Gold is in 4th. Collette. Hedge, Pearson, Sunnerworthy, Aaron and D'Orlando, the top 10. Less than a lap to go. 2 more big passing zones. One of them is coming up here.
No one's got anything for Jamie Chadwick. What a great
11
drive.
seconds, he could be behind.
Louis Foster's maybe got one more shot at this with only 11 seconds of overtake left.
It seems to be simply hitting your marks now. That's what Jamie Chadwick has in front of her.
With 3 W Series championships, she is used to clear track, clean air, hitting her marks.
Push to pass out of 10, out of the carousel.
Getting a little extra coaching from the team on when to use push to pass here. Bring this one home.
Jamie Chadwick had a breakthrough early this season with a podium at Indianapolis. She has been fast throughout the year, but some bad luck, a couple of mistakes have kept her from getting the results that she felt that she deserved. But she has shown in year 2 that the pace is there, the strength is there. And the reason why there was so much effort to get her to America, to get her on the IndyCar ladder, it is deserved. Turn 10, done and dusted. Jamie Chadwick, +5, +6 car lengths. Up the hill. Foster trying to hang on to score big points in the championship on Jacob Abel.
Push to pass here to the line.
Up the hill. Final run to the line. Jamie Chadwick is an Indy NXT winner. The first female to win in 15 years.
Oh my God! Come on, guys! Indy NXT winner. Let's go!
One to go. 4 more miles for Will Power and the Verizon Chevrolet. And a 2-year drought will be ended at the end of this final lap.
And that last lap, no softy, a 1:44.5 from Will Power, putting a stamp on things here today. Newgarden and McLaughlin, 45.1 and a 45.4 respectively. So he's going to do it with grit, determination, and pushing the limits all the way to the end.
Just to underscore how much this victory is going to mean to Will Power. He went 16 consecutive seasons with at least 1 win. And then you go winless last year? He's like, what's going on? I got to get back to the winner's circle. And then already through 6 races this year, it didn't come. And that's been a point of frustration. However, his consistency has been amazing.
He's had a couple podium finishes, finished second on a few times as well, and he kept saying, man, I'm so sick and tired of finishing second. But when you keep putting yourself in that position, you keep running up front, having those mistake-free races, eventually the brakes are going to fall your way. And this was not anything falling his way. This one was earned throughout the entire race, and a great final pit cycle, saving the fuel when he need to and putting on the power when it called for it.
And at the same time, for Team Penske, a few corners away from a 1-2-3 finish, Diff. It's been a long time since they had that.
2017, Sonoma was the last Team Penske 1-2-3. Simon Pagenaud, Joseph Newgarden, and Will Power. But today, here at Road America, the Expel Grand Prix is all about Will Power. Power ends a 2-year winless drought by winning here.
Congrats. Finally.
Finally.
Boys, that didn't take long. Oh, man. There you go. Well-deserved win. We have to fight for all of them. Guys deserve that. Feel great that we finally win a race.
Meanwhile, Louis Foster has just taken the white flag. He's in the Andretti hairpin right now. He drives for Michael Andretti. And he's got just under 2 miles left to wrap up a beatdown. Meanwhile, podium change. Yuven Sunworthy might get his first. He is got by Jacob Abel. How did it happen?
Up into the corkscrew. That is a bold move. Yuven Sunworthy gets the position, gets alongside, a little bit of wheel banging. That is a great pass, heavy on the brakes, and a bold move to step into 3rd place at the moment.
The 21-year-old from Wisconsin, the Indian-American driver, has a chance to be on the podium today if he can finish off this lap. Meanwhile, Louis Foster is looking to finish off a beatdown. 9+ seconds is the advantage. He's going to be on the pole for race 2 again coming up tomorrow, and he is in line with bonus points for laps lead to take over the championship lead. Louis Foster sees the checkered flag. The first of the doubleheader at Laguna Seca is dominated by Louis Foster. Midway through the season, he now leads the championship.
He coasted across the line because he had so much margin.
Yeah, the final number.
Thank you, boys. Car was really good.
Is going to be
I like
8.
those kind of races, they're fun. No, really good job, guys. Thank you. Car was on rails. Zero deck, pretty much zero deck.
No.
Abel got back in front. There's damage. That wheel is off for Yuvan Sunworthy, who is trying to coast home to get his best result of his career.
Man, you did a great job, all right? Very proud of you.
So what happened to Yuvan Sunworthy, who did take the checkers? He did get to the line in 4th, and it was with a lapped car. It was with Lindsey Brewer.
Oh, that is a heartbreak for Yuvan Sunworthy.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
150 seconds during the course of the race, but if he's got any left, he's going to try and get past as much as he can, quickly as he can, because we're on a white flag lap here.
Yeah, Louis Foster just took the white flag. He's already exited the hairpin. Exit of turn 3. Very comfortable position for Louis Foster. Kyle Collette has been a little bit quicker, but here just in the last few laps, Foster decided, you know what, I'm going to make sure I end up with the fastest lap, so he pulled out the best one, and it's now 0.4 of a second better than what Collette has been able to do. Talked about Callum Hedge turning fast laps. He has turned a fast one, a lap down, but he's turned the 3rd fastest lap of the race. Nolan Aller has the 4th quickest lap of the race, and then Yuvan Sunworthy, the top 5, the quickest lap, 4th in the race. But as we saw yesterday, just because you're in a podium position in the final lap does not mean you will end up on the podium. It changed in the final corner yesterday. No dramas for Louis Foster, though. It is going to be a weekend sweep. Foster dominates WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca and takes a command in the championship. Foster wins.
Good job, boys. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing.
Kyle Collette comes home 2nd. Then there are some battles after that. Bryce Aaron trying to hang on for a podium spot. He's some 15 seconds behind. To the line, Bryce Aaron trying to hold off Yuvan Sunworthy is going to do it. Sunworthy comes home 4th. So a top 5 goes away for Joseph Newgarden as Alex Palou sees the white flag. 1 more to go, and the gap is more than 2 seconds on Colton Herta.
It's so impressive to me that no matter which way the strategies play out, the
White
10
flag.
always find themselves up at the front. Chip Ganassi Racing so good at executing race strategy, and once again, even though it looked like it was all coming unraveled from that pole position start, once again, we are seeing the Palou show.
He started up front. We said it at the beginning of the race that the only way to potentially stop this guy is to jam him up early. Andretti Global did that with Kyle Kirkwood getting to the front. Now Colton Herta rides in 2nd, but still, between both of their star drivers, there is nothing for Alex Palou today at Laguna Seca.
Podium still somewhat in question. Does Grosjean have anything to get up to Alexander Rossi? Meanwhile, out front, Alex Palou. Strategy was in question at one point. Once again, Chip Ganassi Racing made the right call. 1 more corner to go for Alex Palou. And his mastery at Monterey continues. In 4 races, it's been a podium every time. Alex Palou has won the 2nd time at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca and takes the lead in the championship.
Thank you so much, guys. You guys did an amazing job. I'm sorry I put ourselves.
This is his 3rd Indy NXT race, making the jump up, and he's finished 8th, 7th, and potentially 5th. That is impressive. Callum Hedge with a chance to get his 3rd top 4 of the season as the white flag has been seen and gone for Kyle Collette. So under 2 miles to go as Thunderbolt is still trying to get one more position on Jagger Jones.
You talked about good days for some drivers. This is a great day for Kyle Collette. Just started up front, track record, disappeared. He's over 6 seconds to the good in front of Louis Foster, who's still your championship leader. We said he had to win today to stay in the championship, and so far he's done exactly what he needed to.
Now, Foster did not have to win. He came in today plus 35, so he's even going to expand on that championship lead. Collette, though, keeps his hopes alive, and he's now down to a couple of corners to go for what might be a breakthrough for him. He's 22 years old from Sao Paulo. Could he be the next Brazilian IndyCar driver? Kyle Collette is going to win for the first time in Indy NXT by Firestone. First win in America. Kyle Collette wins at Mid-Ohio.
Louis Foster extending that championship lead in second, but Kyle Collette, the paddock, knew he was a race winner. Today he proved it.
Time running out for Palou.
And they stack up even tighter, Kevin. White flag.
White flag, white flag.
Palou versus Award for the win.
1 to go. Is it going to be Pato Award and Arrow McLaren winning on track for the first time in 2 years? Or is Palou going to take even more control in the championship and go back-to-back in Mid-Ohio and back-to-back in the season? He won 2 weeks ago at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. This is one of the last best passing zones, and Palou is not close enough. Award may have to deal with Simpson right in front of him.
But it seems like Canapino is slowing down even a little bit more to try to make it to the finish on fuel. So this is really going to back things up as they come through turn 6.
That was a chance right there down the hill into 6. Bit of a defensive line from Award. It was just enough to keep Palou at bay, and I don't know if there's any opportunities left.
And keep an eye on that green and black car of Canapino. He might run out of fuel and start coasting, and he does get out of the way. So Simpson is in front, the teammate at Ganassi of Alex Palou. A couple of corners left. Pato Award by 2 car lengths on the main straightaway. He weaves, he wiggles. Award wins. McLaren.
Good flag. You just won at Mid-Ohio, buddy.
And toppled Alex Palou at Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, boy! Long time coming. Long time coming. Enjoy it. Great fun.
And Brooks has the spot. He's up to 5th.
His lap's really clicking by quickly. 2 to go as Foster crosses the line as a caution comes out. Caution comes out, field
Yellow
is
flag,
frozen.
yellow flag.
They'll be coming to the white flag. This will be race over. That's the number 40, Jack William Miller, hard into the turn 3 wall.
And Louis Foster is going to win on an oval and take a commanding lead in the
I'm
championship.
so sorry, guys.
Foster was in control after taking the lead with 6 laps to go on James Rowe. He had gapped him by a couple of seconds. And now he is going to coast to the finish.
4 wins on the season. This will be number 5. That's an even if you stop there, that's a heck of an impressive run towards the championship. The Andretti Global driver cruising off of 4 now.
His most recent results have been first, second, and another win. Louis Foster has won at the Iowa Speedway and leads the championship now by 77 points.
Nice and smooth. The thirsty threes to the moon, as they like to say. 1 more to go. What's really special
Big flag, 1 more.
is the emergence of fellow Kiwi Shane Van Gisbergen in the NASCAR world. And once bitter rivals in Australian supercars, it's great to see these 2 Kiwis encouraging each other in different series in North America. Scott was happy for SVG last weekend. Shane will cheer on. Scott McLaughlin gets his very first oval win here at Iowa Speedway.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Detroit.
Palou has still more opportunities to get that first oval win because it's going to be hard here with one more lap left to go for Will Power and Team Penske to continue the Penske dominance of Iowa Speedway. It may not be the king of corn country, his teammate Joseph Newgarden or Scotty Mack, who won last night, but the 43-year-old Australian is about to get win number 43. Will Power victorious for the first time at Iowa Speedway. From 22nd on the grid, and Stingray Rob is upside down. Massive crash at the end of this race. Rossi, Ed Carpenter, and Kyle Kirkwood.
Heading into the back straight, all sorts of chaos.
AMR safety team still working with Stingray Rob. You see the youngster from Idaho. He's kind of sitting on the edge of the aero screen. See him right in the middle there. And he's in the best hands with the AMR safety team. This is what happened. This is our first look at it. Wow.
Did Rossi run out of gas?
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Air time
Wow.
for Stingray Rob. Yeah, something clearly wrong with the 7 of Alex Rossi. Slow off of 2.
Then these are just cars that were reacting because Rossi would have been spinning across the track. And I'm sure Kyle Kirkwood and Ed Carpenter. Here's another angle.
I mean, yeah, Edge is losing it on his own. Same with Kyle Kirkwood, just getting on the brakes. When you see an IndyCar in the air upright like that, you tend to react in ways that might not be normal for if you see a car spinning or something like that. So both of those guys just caught off guard, maybe getting on the brakes a little bit too hard and spinning themselves.
White flag for Colton Herta. Under 2 miles to go to get back to victory lane for the first time in more than 2 years. Last great passing opportunity is here. Kirkwood not close enough to challenge. Is anyone else a little further back? Not up front. VK and Grosjean might mix it up back there for 8th.
Yeah, VK got around Roman Grosjean, I believe, down in turn 1. But Colton Herta doing everything right all 3 days of the weekend.
Michael Andretti won here 7 times, more than anyone else. Has won once as a car owner, has not had a win this entire season. They've been quick, especially on street races. Today in Toronto and this weekend, they put it all together. Colton Herta dominates the weekend, leads every session for the first time in IndyCar history, and Herta has won for the first time in over 2 years. It's a 1-2 for Andretti Global in Toronto.
Been waiting a long time to do those victory donuts.
White flag for the leader, Louis Foster. 1 to go for Foster. And back there for 5th, they almost touch. They have 1 to go for 5th. Hedge, dark car on the outside. Brooks on the low side. They are hooked together. Looking for a top 5, and Bryce Aaron is back there lurking. Meanwhile, on the straightaway, final corner for Louis Foster. The domination continues. That's 6 of the last 8. Foster takes even bigger control of the championship. Coming home 2nd is Jacob Abel. Side by side back there for 5th.
You got it right there, checkered flag.
Hedge gets 5th. It's 6th, the side-by-side battle. And Bryce Aaron got it. So Brooks lost a couple of spots on the last lap. And Bryce Aaron, in his 2nd Indy NXT Oval, comes home in 6th.
White flag for Newgarden.
The clock is still pedaling, but Newgarden has him by a big gap.
Danny Sullivan did it back in 1985. We talked about that, the spin and win. Kevin, half a lap to go.
For Joseph Newgarden, this is going to be win number 31 into the top 10 all time. He's the king of corn country. Is he now the master of the mighty Mississippi? 5th time for a win at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Joseph Newgarden has won in St. Louis.
Oh my gosh, that's your guys' win right there. Thank you. Great job. We win that race with you. We needed that one. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We deserved that one. You guys have been really good this year.
He's been taken out, but he's going to get a decent result out of today as we see the white flag. Less than 2 miles to go from Portland.
This is exactly what Jacob Abel needed to do. He needed a little help. Louis Foster makes some mistakes. Louis not made any mistakes. Bryce Aaron is a teammate of Louis Foster, and they know they want to win this championship. So Jacob Abel needed to take the win, do everything he can, and if they finish this lap like this, we are not crowning an Indy NXT champion. It will go on to Milwaukee next week.
So you're telling me there is a chance. It is a slim chance, but it would stay alive, and anything can happen on ovals. Next Saturday from Milwaukee. A weekend off the following weekend, mid-September, from Nashville Superspeedway. Louis Foster is still in great shape for the championship, but Jacob Abel today has done what he needed to do. He grabbed the lead at the start. He held off a dominant driver in Louis Foster, and for the third time in 2024, Jacob Abel has won in Indy NXT to keep his championship hopes alive.
Incredible drive from Jacob Abel, soaking up all that pressure from Louis Foster, knowing...
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Awesome job. Awesome job all week.
He knew he had to win the race to keep his championship at least alive. And that's what he did. Took care of business today.
Awesome job, dude. Really, really good drive.
When it's uncertain about my wife's health. White flag, one more to go for Will Power.
White flag for a guy who just a week ago on a Saturday night in St. Louis was absolutely furious, losing his mind on pit lane at what happened on that restart. And today couldn't contrast more, James, in terms of the kind of serene day that Will Power has had. Start to finish, it's been smooth, it's been perfect, and it's been dominant.
2 wins on the season already. He'll be the first driver to clock up a 3rd victory in 2024. And with that, even though championship leader Palou is right behind him, he closes the gap, he keeps the championship fight alive, and it is just great to see from Power.
Scott McLaughlin in his win 2 years ago led 104 laps in a dominating win. Just about as close for Will Power. 101 laps led. He went 2 years without a win. Now in 2 months, Will Power has won 3 times. Power wins in Portland to keep his championship hopes alive.
Way to execute, buddy. Nice job. Nice job, everybody. Nice job, guys. Things a little more interesting.
Louis Foster is going to match the likes of Brian Herta, Mark Taylor, Oliver Askew, David Malukas with 7 wins in a season. 10 is the most ever. He's got 1 mile to go to join that list of champions. Foster did not have the start he wanted to this season. He was looking up at the championship. He stayed calm, he stayed relaxed, and then he took over, finishing this championship run with 7 wins in 10 races. Louis Foster has won at the Milwaukee Mile and is the 2024 Indy NXT by Firestone champ.
What an exclamation point on a championship that he took control of early in the summer, never let go, clinches with a weekend to spare.
And this is the kind of day that really favors a driver like Pato O'Ward. Tremendous raw instinct, a great feel, seat of the pants capability behind the wheel, and then those ultra fast hands to make the corrections.
White flag.
All day long. When that thing gets loose, he's ahead of it.
1 mile to go. The championship is going to go to Sunday. Will Power is cut into Alex Palou's lead just a little bit. Palou does what he always seems to do. Finish in the top 5. Championship may not be in play for Pato O'Ward this year, but he's going to join Will Power as a 3-time winner in 2024. Pato O'Ward has won at the Milwaukee Mile.
Hell yeah, man. Great car, great pit stop.
It does not look like Dixon is going to have enough. McLaughlin can bring it home. 1 lap to go at the Milwaukee Mile for Scott McLaughlin. He could stay mathematically alive in the championship. He would be eliminated if Alex Palou starts the race. But all you can do is what's available. Scott McLaughlin has been quick all weekend. He loves the history of motorsports. There's not much more historical than the Milwaukee Mile. In the IndyCar return, Scott McLaughlin has won again on an oval.
Yes. Let's go, boys.
This is the story right here as we come to the final white flag of the
White
season.
flag, one more.
Louis Foster has gapped it a little bit. Does Sunderworthy have anything else? Regardless, it's been a fantastic drive for the graduate of the University of Wisconsin in his first season. Kyle Collette has done what he needs to do today. Gain experience, run up front on ovals. He's running in third. Sunderworthy is still coming. A couple of more chances left. Louis Foster, final corner. What a season it's been. Louis Foster caps off his championship season in style. Win number 8 for Louis Foster as Michael Andretti watches on and thinks about the future. He's at right now. Colton Herta would finish second in the championship. We'll keep an eye on Alex Palou. Alex Palou is going to become the second youngest 3-time champion ever. Only Sam Hornish Jr. has been younger to win a 3rd championship. He's not going to win his first oval race, but once again, he's done what he has to do. And Colton Herta, who lives in Nashville, Tennessee, has now conquered an oval for the first time. Herta wins the season finale in Nashville, finishes second in the championship. Pato O'Ward comes home second. The Nashville native Joseph Newgarden in third. Now we watch Chip Ganassi's DHL driver, Alex Palou. It's the Palou Show, a 3-time champion. All in the last 4 years. Alex Palou did it.
Let's go, boys! Yes, yes! Thank you, guys! You guys are the best! Woo!